Thank you for being here. Welcome back for part 2 of our 2-video series on fear. Last week's video examined how fear itself is not something to be afraid of, but rather something to be understood. And I explained how if we handle fear by denying or avoiding it, it can go way beyond protecting us and end up crippling us. In this video, we'll aim at understanding fear better, because when we start to accept it and understand it, that's when we begin to have control over it. Back in the caveman days, when a man's job was to hunt, gather, and entertain himself without Netflix, fear was in its most simplistic form, a survival instinct. And the fear response was usually the basic fight or flight, kill a wild boar or be faster than it. As man evolved, society and human dynamics became more complex. But one constant that spanned the duration of time was that people, and men especially, have been shamed for fear and exalted for fearlessness. The only thing that changed was that instead of being afraid to go toe-to-toe with the wild boar, the evolved pride of man grew fearful of failure, embarrassment, and shame. So today, we're not going to talk about how fear plays into your ability to slay wild animals. We're going to examine where in your life fear may be holding you back and what you can do about it. As far as shame and embarrassment go, we're going to classify them under the broader heading of fear of failure because they really translate to failure to maintain your right to feel proud and successful. Fear of failure is a very common obstacle standing in the way of a person trying to achieve their goals. In fact, it can cause crippling anxiety which can affect the way we perceive reality and prevent us from even choosing a goal. It can be exceptionally challenging for habitually high achievers who may become so anxious about the prospect of failing to achieve a goal that their minds will exaggerate the impact and significance of it. The only reality they can see with their perspective altered by anxiety is that failing would be really, really bad. Avoiding failure becomes way more valued than achieving success. And this leads one to conclude that the risk inherent to trying to achieve an unknown makes it simply not worth it. And our subconscious mind, which never rests and is an absolute brain ninja, is always at the ready with legitimate excuses we can offer for not setting a goal for ourselves. Excuses that are merely disguises to cover our fear. Like, this just isn't a good time. I'm too busy. I don't want to spend the money. When really you're just not sure if you can do it. Maybe you're not sure if you're worth investing in. And this is how people end up stuck, stagnated, complacent, bored, old. You don't have to get old. The secret is to keep evolving. You see, you have to age, but you don't have to get older. Becoming a richer, more colorful, more interesting version of yourself is the goal. And when you don't set goals for yourself and accomplish things for your betterment and your happiness and your advancement, you run the risk of a steady decline to just existing and not living. But this kind of evolving requires a choice to invest in yourself, to choose something to strive for and value that gain more than you fear failing and falling short of it. Now, the first step is to pinpoint what you're afraid of. What's holding you back? What is it that's telling you it's too risky or uncertain to strive for something? Here are some examples of self-sabotage as they may sound in your mind. I'm not going to try for that goal again. Didn't work last time. I'll fail again, and then I'll feel embarrassed and ashamed. It's just not worth it. I'm not going to try to fix that problem in my life because there's no guarantee it's going to work. And then I'll feel stupid, and people will be in line to say I told you so. I'll be the idiot. As long as I don't expect too much from myself, I won't disappoint myself. If I don't set my sights too high, I'll be much less likely to fail. I don't want to try for a promotion at work because what if I can't even pass the test? It'll look like I'm stupid. And even if I got the promotion, it would come with more responsibility. And what if I can't handle it? Everyone will know. People will talk, and I'll look like a complete loser. There are just too many unknowns, and I'm not going to make myself vulnerable like that. So these undesirable outcomes act like spike strips our mind throws to prevent us from forward momentum. And as I mentioned before, the subconscious sure has a sneaky way of convincing us that these outcomes are way more likely than they actually are, and that they'd cause greater harm to us than they actually would. But growth and evolution happen in the moments of discomfort. They don't happen when we put ourselves on pause, stay stuck, and underestimate our ability to succeed. And sure, the less we strive for, the less we fail at. But is that good enough for this one life you're given? Are you okay with coasting? Does the comfort of mediocrity really make you happier than taking a chance at something great? If it doesn't, and I really hope you're ready to challenge yourself and see what you're capable of, I want you to take time today to choose a goal to strive for. It could be something for personal health, financial success, improving a relationship, learning a new skill or a sport. And then pay attention as your mind starts to feed you reasons not to try, in ways it could fail, why you probably can't succeed. Only this time, since you're aware of the attempted self-sabotage, I want you to pick apart your own excuses. Give yourself a reality check and look at these mental obstacles through the eyes and heart of someone who does not want the conclusion to be that they shouldn't even try. And it's okay to feel fear and trepidation, but remember that courage is not the absence of fear. It's the conviction that what you stand to gain is more valuable than fear. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's taking action despite that fear. Taking steps toward the very thing you fear with enough self-worth to give you the confidence that you will be stronger than that which you fear, and you will achieve great things. And remember, once we learn control of our fear instead of fear controlling our reality, we may find that the challenge which once appeared to be a wild boar may actually just be a little miniature piglet. We just had to take a look through more evolved eyes. If you'd like help defining a goal that you'd like to strive for, help mapping out the steps to get there, and help discerning how achievable it truly is, come see me. There truly is very little you cannot do. And you, my friend, are worthy of your very best. Be well.